afternoon, sport lovers. This is Sport Echoes on Melody 100.7 FM. It's the season of love. Happy Valentine to everyone. I mean, it's just 12, and on social media, I've been seeing so many, love stuff. People gifting themselves a lot of things. A lot of God when will it happen to me? When will I have someone gift me with so many things? A lot of aww, but it is what it is. Happy Valentine's to everyone out there. Alright, this is Sport Echoes on Melody 100.7 FM. On this show, we dive deep into stories behind the scores, the legends, the heartbreaks, the breakthroughs, and the unforgettable moments that shaped sport as we know it today. And there's also the quiz segment where I ask questions, and if you get them, yes, you're gonna win something. Alright, so from Nigerian golden goals to Olympic shocks to African giants that shook the world stage, this show is your backstage pass to the past. I'm gonna be bringing you facts, voices, memories, and maybe even a few chills as we relive the moments that made fans scream, nations proud, and history take notes. So whether you're in traffic or at home or you're doing lovey-dovey, just make sure you chill with your radio, because I promise you this, after today you will never see sports the same way again. Alright, I welcome you in the name of the chairman of Melody FM, Prophet Sam Adebayo Ojo Baba Authority. And also the general manager of Melody 100.7 FM, Eniola Afolabi, the sports marshal. The producer of this show is Pretty the Finest, Adegoke. Big shout out to my guys to taking care of DIZ Omoyele, so the studio manager for today. And also Moses taking care of everything that has to do with the engineering sector. Alright, I'm Akinbobola, Egunfemi. Welcome on board. Well, we are currently live on YouTube, Melody 100.7 FM. Live Radio Garden. You can tune in there and listen to my voice and everything I would be talking about today. So days ago, I was listening to a podcast. Yes, it was Dosu Joseph. It was that man. For those that don't remember who Dosu Joseph is, he was the goalkeeper of the Nigeria 1996 Olympic squad, who went on to defeat Argentina in the final and became the first African team to win the Olympics. Before we started to see Cameroon and a couple of other things, they were the first to do it at that time. In that podcast, it was asked, which of this squad do you prefer the most? Is it the current squad? Is it your generation squad? Is it the 94 squad? Is it which of the squad do you like the most? That was the question posed to Dosu Joseph. But he mentioned and he maintained his stance that the 1996 squad is nowhere compared to any other squad. I mean, talking about the likes of Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, who is still well with Atletico Madrid, he still maintained his stance that the 96 Olympic squad, I mean, for him, is the best. For someone that loves history, I went to check the quality and squad of the players in the 1996 Olympics. My goodness, the names there scared me. Nwako Kwanu, I also saw JJ Okocha, Faribo West, Uche, Finidi George in that squad, Babayaru. Not to forget Amokachi the Bull, a couple of other players. That squad was loaded. But today, it's going to be something different. Something about the 96 squad. Just before I go on to talk about the topic for today, something really cracked me in that podcast where Dosu Joseph was speaking about what happened, its accident situation. You know what? Let's listen to the voice of Dosu Joseph, the goalkeeper of Nigeria at the 1996 Olympic team.
We came back to do 15 minutes.
Was not knowing golden goal.
Not knowing it's a golden goal.
Not knowing.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
Wait, the NFF officials didn't tell you that was a golden goal.
Maybe the rest knew about it.
But
I
you
didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know. But Okocha knew about it. When Kanu again scored the winning goal, Okocha offed his jersey, threw it to the fans, and I ran to him and said,
But
he looked at me, or there, match the top.
So he didn't even know that there was the golden rule. It was JJ Okocha's reaction that killed me. I was literally laughing when I saw the podcast. I mean, what he said in Yoruba, I mean, I'm not going to say it on there. Well, the Yoruba guys understand. Now back to business. Today we are not talking about rumors, not transfers, not social media debates. We talk about glory, we talk about the moments when green and white became the pride of a continent. When our anthem echoed beyond Africa, and when Nigerian football was not just respected, but it was feared. Talk about the electric nights in Lagos in 1980, to the golden class of 1994, and also the Olympic magic in Atlanta, and to the youth domination that stunned the world and the unstoppable reign of our Super Falcons. So this is not just football history, this is Nigeria identity. Because when the Nigerian national football team step onto the pitch, it's more than 11 players. It's over 200 million dreams. And when the Nigeria women's national football team line up, it It is not just a match, it's a statement of power. And there was a time when African football revolved around Nigeria, when we could call ourselves proudly the African Giants. And there was a time when our youth teams made the world stand still. And there was also a time when our players didn't just participate, they dominated. So today we revisit the golden chapters, taking you back to when the green jersey stepped up to the final and won it. So it's strictly just football, no basketball, it's strictly just football today. We talk about the times in 1980, when they won the African Cup of Nations, and also the 1994-2013. We also talk about the 1996 Olympics. I'm talking about the under-17, 2015, 2013. Wonder where Victor Osimhen panned out. It was from the under-15, I beg your pardon, under-17 World Cup, when they went on to win the under-17 World Cup. And Victor Osimhen finished as the highest goal scorer. And yes, 11 years after, he's still buzzing in football. So we'll revisit some of these golden chapters. And trust me, the first bus stop is the 1980 AFCON, Nigeria's first glory. So the tournament was 1980 African Cup of Nations. And guess who was the host? It was Nigeria. And the coach of that team of Nigeria was Otto Gloria. Nigeria entered the 1980 AFCON with a mix of youth, flair and discipline. The country was hungry. They had narrowly missed the title in 1976 and in 1978. So hosting the tournament gave them a massive boost, with the entire nation rallying behind the Super Eagles. Now, talking about the tournament format and group stage, Nigeria was in Group A alongside Ghana, Tanzania and Egypt. In the first game, Nigeria had Tanzania for barbecue chicken. 3-0 it ended, where we saw Segun Odegbami dazzled on the right, and Muda Lawal dominated the midfield. The second group stage game was against Ghana. Nigeria defeated Ghana 1-0. A very tense match. Christian Chukwu leadership at the bar kept the Ghana at bay. This match proved Nigeria could handle pressure. The third game was Nigeria against Egypt. Nigeria defeated Egypt 1-0. So one thing to note was that Nigeria defeated all three teams. So it was 3 wins, 5 goals scored and 0 goals conceded. I mean, trust me, that's an 100% record. Unlike today, there was no round of 16, no quarterfinals. It was straight to semi-finals. And Nigeria faced Morocco in that semi-final. Nigeria defeated Morocco 1-0. Morocco was tactically solid, but Nigeria's pace on the wings proved decisive. And who else but Segun Odegbami scored a brilliant solo goal, weaving past defenders, a moment of genius that lifted the stadium. And that That win sent Nigeria to the final, the first ever AFCON final since 1976. And the grand finale, Nigeria versus Algeria. It was a March 22, 1980. The date of that game was March 22, 1980. You think about it, I mean, that's about 1 month plus to go. Hopefully that day falls on a Saturday. I mean, we'll have to recount that moment on Sport Echoes. The venue of the game was at the National Stadium in Lagos. Final score, Nigeria 3, Algeria 0. Alright, let's listen to the highlight of the game, Nigeria against Algeria. How Nigeria dismantled, wallowed, and decimated Algeria.
So throw into Nigeria. Mesimaka. That's what Adabami. And it's in the net. It is the goal. Shegu got it. Can we take a look at that goal again? This is glorious. Let's take a look at that goal again. Well, players started again. Maybe we'll see that another time. Takes a very good chip, waiting for a mistake, and a good one. Shegu Adegwami, and he puts it in there again. It is a goal. Shegu's second goal. They should have for the first time. Players have missed it again. So Adoke Mesimaka, Aloysius, and Keisima, and he's still going on. That's good squaring, a header, and it's almost gone. No, that was a chance, but I forgot a lot. No, I don't care. Several parts of the country. That's Christian Chukwu. In Ghana, David Adele. In Ghana, this is Africa Cup final, and Nigerians are having a really satisfying moment. Aloysius. No, that's David. Beautiful play there by Muda. He just can't seem to take it easy. Muda is still going. Ooh. But for that little lapse, Muda was going towards himself right into the net. In appreciation of the many years the men into the net. He got a corner kick for it anyway. Well, that is the long blast of the whistle to formally end the 12th African Cup of Nations.
So that was how we panned out between Nigeria and Algeria. March 22, 1980. Grand final at the National Stadium in Lagos. I'm talking about the standout performers. No one but Shegu Adegwami. 2 goals in the final. We talk about Christian Chukwu, who was the captain and the defender. One thing to note is Nigeria didn't concede a goal. So he commanded the backline. Leadership inspired younger teams. We talk about Muda Lawal. We also talk about Josie Ladipo. He was key in ball distribution and controlling tempo. Alright, leaving the 1980 and straight to Nigeria's 1994 AFCON glory. The 1994 AFCON was in Tunisia. Nigeria had tasted continental glory before in 1980, but now they were ready for a new era. A team brimming with talent, flair, and ambition. A generation that would take Africa by storm and announce Nigeria to the world. This was the golden generation. Nigeria was in Group D alongside Egypt, Gabon, and Zimbabwe. And the coach was Clemens Westerhoff, a Dutch tactician. He had built a team that blended youthful energy with tactical intelligence. The first game was against Gabon, and Nigeria defeated Gabon 2-1. They played against Egypt, and finally a confident 3-0 win against Zimbabwe. The quarterfinal was Nigeria versus Morocco. Morocco's defense was tough, but Nigeria had Rashidi Yekini, the lethal striker, and JJ Okocha, the magician, in midfield. Yekini scored a calm, clinical goal, finishing off a cross from Amunike. Okocha's dribbling left defenders bewildered, creating space and chances. The final score was 2-1. That was against Morocco in the quarter-finals. And the semi-final was against Zambia. I mean, so sad for Zambia because there was a rebuilding going on in Zambia after the tragic 1993 plane crash that killed most of their national team. So sad. But Nigerian players showed respect and focus. Final score: Nigeria 2 and Zambia 1. Nigeria advanced to the final. Hearts were pounding. History was waited. Okay, so the final was against Zambia. It was 2-1 in the final. So wait, no final was with Zambia. So the final actually was with, and straight to 2013 AFCON glory. And that was in South Africa. The Eagles are flying again, but this time not everyone believes in them. Just a team of hungry, determined players and one man who refused to accept excuses. That man was Stephen Kashi, the tactician, the leader, the boss. For Kashi, he believed, Nigeria also believed, and the world would soon witness a story of resilience and triumph. The group stage, Nigeria was in Group C, facing Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, and Zambia. The first match was against Ethiopia. 2-0 it ended. Nigeria 2, Ethiopia 1. Ethiopia 0. Then against Zambia, Nigeria 1, Zambia 0. And finally, Burkina Faso. In the third game, Nigeria won, Burkina Faso 0. And the Super Eagles topped the group without conceding a single goal. The quarter-final was against Ivory Coast. I remember this quarter-finals vividly. Back then, I was staying in Abuja. I think it was my dad that took me to the mess. Yeah, for people that have stayed in the barracks before or have somebody that's related to a soldier, I mean, you definitely know what they call the mess. So my dad took me to the mess and I saw this game. My goodness, I saw classic players, Yaya Toure, I saw Drogba. The Ivorians had stars, speed, and even strength. Nigeria had organization and art. For Mikel John Obi, he controlled the midfield. There was Ahmed Musa, whose pace kept defenders on edge. And final score, Nigeria 2, Ivory Coast 1, and Nigeria advanced. Shocking. The semi-final was against Mali. A brilliant header from Sunday Uba gave Nigeria the lead. Mali fought back, but the Eagles' defense, led by Efe Ambrose, held strong. Once again, Nigeria did not concede. The final score was Nigeria 1, Mali 0, and the Eagles once again in the finals. The final was February 10, 2013. It was Nigeria against Burkina Faso. In the 40th minute, Sunday Umba scored a stunner. A left-footed strike from outside the box into the top of the corner. I remember that goal vividly. Burkina Faso, they pressed, but Vincent Oyama, the world-class goalkeeper, made crucial saves. And the final score, Nigeria 1, Burkina Faso 0. Nigeria was African champion again. And Keshi became one of the few men in history to win AFCON as a player in '94. Winning the AFCON again as a coach in 2013. Leaving the AFCON and straight to the Olympic team. The 1996 Olympic gold. Atlanta 96 for short. It was the Summer Olympics. Nigeria's men's football team, the Dream Team, were about to make history, and for the first time Africa will challenge the world, not just regionally. And the team was coached by Joe Bonfrey from Netherlands. These under-23 team had flair, speed, and courage. I guess it was 2 days ago, Amokachi on his Instagram page posted. He posted the 96 squad, posted their age then and now currently. So he posted their 96 age and their 2026 age. Remember, it's 30 years after, and he captioned it with "How time flies." So Nigeria was in Group 3 alongside Japan, Brazil, and Hungary. A 3-1 win over Japan. A 4-3 thriller against Brazil. So Nigeria faced Brazil twice, one in the group and in the semi-final. And the final game was against Hungary, 1-0 victory. And they topped the group in 96 Atlanta. So Nigeria topped their group against a Brazil that had Ronaldo, Bebeto, a couple of other fine players. Afterwards, they went straight to the semi-final, and once again, Nigeria versus Brazil. The semi-final was unforgettable. Nigeria versus Brazil, the reigning favorites. So Brazil scored early. Nigeria found themselves 3-1 down, but the Eagles did not panic. And guess who scored? Nwankwo Kanu, the captain of that side. And then Emmanuel Aminike danced past defenders to score, and the victory came at 4-3. The stadium erupted. Africa was witnessing something unprecedented. That was not the highlight of the game. Of the whole tournament, it was Nigeria against Argentina in the finals. Argentina, they were strong, disciplined, and had star players, but the Eagles' spirit was unstoppable. I took my time to watch the highlights of Nigeria against Argentina. I mean, you could go on YouTube and see the game, Nigeria against Argentina. I wasn't even born then, so I had to watch the game on my own and see how everything panned out. One player for Argentina, I think it was Ortega. Growing up, they used to say Organetega. So the final score was Nigeria 3 and Argentina 2. Nigeria became the first African country to win Olympic football gold. Yet the entire continent celebrated. If you remember the Papilo dance when Kanu Nwankwo scored, that was the exalt dance in Didi. I mean, that was what he did in. He just concluded AFCON when he scored the goal. A brilliant header, to be precise. So the moments that happened in '96 are still in the minds of people. The victory inspired generation, and it was a proof that Africa could beat the world. And talking about standout performers, talk about Nwankwo Kanu, calm, composed, influential leader. He also won the Champions League with Ajax alongside his brother Finidi George. Talk about Emmanuel Aminike, the magic in the midfield, JJ Okocha, Celestine Babayaru, and not to forget Haribo West, and the coach of the side, Joe Bonfrey, the tactical juniors guiding young players to history. Alright, leaving Atlanta 96 and to 1985 China, the first ever under-16 world champions. It was the FIFA Under-16 World Championship. I mean, right now we have FIFA Under-17 World Cup. But then it was FIFA Under-16 World Championship. And the host was China. The coach of the Nigerian side was Sebastian Broderick. I mean, to call the name full, it was Broderick Imasuan. And this was the inaugural edition of the tournament. Nigeria played against the likes of Italy in the group stage, where they defeated Italy 3-1. Against Saudi Arabia, it was 2-0. Against Costa Rica, 2-1. And Nigeria topped the group, playing fearless attacking football. The quarterfinal was against Brazil. Nigeria defeated Brazil 1-0 in the quarterfinals. The semi-final was against Guinea. 2-1 he ended. final was Nigeria versus West Germany. 2-0 in the finals. Goals from Jonathan Akpobori and Victor Ibinova. Fantastic guys. The captain of the side was Unduka Ugbadi. One of the standout players in that competition. Okay, so leaving the 1985 to 1993, the Japan competition, where Nigeria, they were known as the Comeback Kings. The host, just like I said earlier, was Japan. The Nigerian coach was Fani Amon. Nigeria played against Canada in the first game. Nigeria defeated Canada 8-0. So that was in 1993, just to be precise, under 16 competition right there. In the second game, Nigeria played against Czechoslovakia 4-0. The third group stage game was against Australia, and Nigeria defeated Australia 2-1. Nigeria scored 14 goals in the group stage alone. I mean, definitely you will fear that team already. The quarterfinals, Nigeria against Poland. Nigeria defeated Poland 2-1. The semi-final was against the Nigerian brothers, and let me say like the way Ghanaians call it, they say the brothers. The semi-final was against Ghana. Nigeria defeated Ghana 2-0, and the Miracle of Tokyo, that's the final. The opponents, Nigeria defeated Ghana, I beg your pardon, in the finals. Nigeria went 1-0 down and did a comeback and defeated Ghana 2-1. Key players: Wilson Oruma, Celestine Babayaro, and Noah Kokano. Maybe that was the reason why those players made it to the 96 Olympics, because of their performance in 1993 in Japan. Alright, leaving 1993 and straight to 2007 in South Korea. South Korea, they were the host of that tournament. It was the Under-17 FIFA World Cup. And the coach of the Nigerian side was Yemi Tella. Group stage, Nigeria faced France, defeated them 2-1. Against Japan in the second game, 1-0. And in the third game, Nigeria defeated Haiti they played 2-all draw in the third group stage game. In the round of 16, Nigeria defeated Colombia 3-0. And in the quarterfinals, they played a 0-0 draw. Nigeria won on penalties. The semi-final was Nigeria against Germany. 3-1. It ended. And straight to the final, that was against Spain. was David De Gea that was in goal for Spain. And Dele Ajiboye was the man in goal for Nigeria. They played 0-0 draw. And Nigeria won on penalties 3-0. Dele Ajiboye was heroic. Top players like Macaulay Christantus, Dele Ajiboye, Lukman Aruna. 2013 UAE, Nigeria defeated Mexico 6-1. 3-3 against Sweden, that was a draw, and 3-3 against Iraq in the 2013 UAE. Trying to rush it just because of our time. In the round of 16, Nigeria played against Iran 4-1. The quarterfinals 3-0 against Uruguay. The semi-final was 3-0 against Sweden. And the final was Nigeria against Mexico 3-0. Standout players Kelechi Iheanacho, 6 goals, tournament MVP. Taiwo Awoniyi, who now plays for Nottingham Forest. Musa Yahya was the creative spark for Nigeria. That was how we found out in the 2013 Under-17 World Cup. And 2015 Chile World Cup, Under-17 World Cup to be precise. The host was Chile and the coach was Emmanuel Amunike. Group stage games, Nigeria played against USA 2-0. Against Chile 0-0 draw. Against Croatia, the final group stage game, Nigeria defeated them 2-1. Round of 16 against Australia, Nigeria 2, Australia 0. Quarterfinals against Brazil, Nigeria 1, Brazil 0. And in the semi-final, Nigeria 3, Mexico 1. And in the final, Nigeria 2 and Mali 0. I'm talking about the standout players. One man still dazzling for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Victor Osimhen, 10 goals, the Golden Boot, a tournament record. Kelechi Wakali, the captain of that side and the midfield brain. And another man still doing well for himself, Samuel Chukwueze, explosive winger. And just to quickly add the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Now to summarize, Nigeria's women are the most dominant team in African football history. Nigeria has won 10 WAFCON titles. 1998, 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2016, 2018, and most recently 2025, 3-2 against Morocco. Talking about the legends of every era, we have Mercy Akide, Florence Ogmagbemi, Perpetua Uwocha, Rita Wadike. Talking about the early eras, the 1998 to 2006. Now we talk about the likes of Rasheedat Ajibade, Asisat Oshuala, Obranoze, Michel Alozie, a couple of other players. Alright, it's time for the quiz segment where I ask questions, and if you get them, you're going to win something. 070-2520-107, 070-2520-107. You can as well call 070-5507-107. Hello.
Hello, I greet you in the name of Samuel Adebayo Ojo Authority. My name is Jacob from Odyssey Road.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jacob. Yeah, just because of our time, let's quickly pick a number
Question
from what?
number one. Question number one.
Number one. Okay, so who coached Nigeria's 1996 Olympic team in Atlanta?
Born for Joe.
Okay, so you're correct. I mean, as usual, you're a usual winner. So we'll talk after the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you and happy Valentine.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. See you by 3 p.m.
All right, sir. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. This is King Promise calling from the world.
King. King what? I think
Promise.
Promise. First time calling?
Yes.
Okay. So just quickly, we ask questions, and if you get them, you're going to win something. So pick a number from 1 to 20.
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, so who scored twice in the 1980 AFCON final? 1980 AFCON final.
Yakubu Ayegben.
1980 AFCON final.
1980.
Going. So the answer is Chegu or Degbami. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Babatunde calling from Baggy.
Babatunde calling from Baggy. Pick a number.
Question number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Where was the 1994 AFCON hosted?
Is that what?
Where was the 1994 AFCON hosted?
1994.
Time.
Senegal.
No. It wasn't Senegal. Thank you so much for calling. The answer is Tunisia. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Your name and where are you calling from? Michael.
From Gate.
Michael from Gate. Alright, so pick a number.
Number 2.
Who was the standout star of Nigeria in 2013 Under-17 World Cup? Huh? Nah. Thank you so much for calling. So the 2013 Under-17 World Cup win, the standout player was Kelechi Iheanacho. I said it on the show, he won the best player of the tournament. It's time to go on the program. Yeah, I've lifted Nigeria's and Africa's finest trophy. I'm talking about when the Super Eagles won it 3 times, and also how Nigeria conquered Olympic gold in Atlanta, and the Golden Eaglets who ruled the planet 5 times, and also our women dominated a continent for decades. Now, one big question is, after shining so brightly for so long, why are we not standing at the very top of the global game today? That's a big question. Is it talent? Is it passion? What is missing? That's $1 million question. Alright, it's time to go. Special thanks to the guys taking care of DIZ, Omoyele, so the studio manager for today. Moses doing justice to the engineering. And to the producer of this show, Mr. the finest at Vegoke. And straight to the general manager of Melody 100.7 FM. Eniola Afolabi, the sports marshal. And to the chairman of Melody 100.7 FM, Prophet Sam Adebayo Ojo, Baba Authority. Thank you so much, sir, for this platform. I do not take it for granted. Until later today, 3 to 5 p.m. on Complete Sports, when I come your way again. I'm Akinbobola, Egunfemi. Good afternoon and happy Valentine's. And for the winners, briefly, my number is 081 11744 773. 081 11744 773. Happy Valentine's. Take it easy. I'm out.